All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bean Apple Week 18. This is it. This wraps up the regular season, and
What
it
happened?
hurts. It hurts. It saddens me to know that, especially for you and I, this is it. This is our last
hmm
week of watching New York Giant Jet football, and
If
till
we
next
watch it. If
till
we watch
next
it.
year.
Right?
I know, man. We'll get into a lot of it. I mean, ton of injuries again for you. Jets
Jeez.
injuries are piling up here going into this final week. It's not pretty. It's not looking
No.
good at all. So a lot of questions on even like to even start Zach Wilson this week. Like what, no receivers on the field. Like
No. Why
everyone's
would you?
hurt.
Why
Like
would you?
yeah, against the Bills who have to win to get in. They're not going to
hmm
take it easy. Not win to get in, but win the division, which you want to do. So yeah, John's not out, or John is
You don't want
out.
to hear from him. Wow. What a pal. What a pal.
Yeah. No, John had shoulder surgery, so he's we're trying to get him to jump on, hopefully a little bit medicated
Mhm.
and yeah, a
Yeah.
little funny, get some
Yeah.
good video clips to go into the off season with, but we'll see if he jumps
Yeah.
on with us, but yeah, he's recovering from shoulder surgery, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, John.
We're like the Jets and the Giants, right? We can't get the whole team on the field.
No, we're all banged up at any given time. So, yeah,
I
so
had COVID. Now John's got this. Hey.
yeah, we'll see if he can waddle over to the computer and jump on with us. So, anyway, um, no, leave it be. All right, so yeah, we're gonna break it down. If anybody is still in a fantasy football championship this week, I know custom
Good,
ones will go
good
to
for
week
you.
18. Get your questions in. Otherwise, if you were here last week asking questions, let us know how you did. Let us know if you won your championship, regardless if you were asking questions or
hmm
not. Did you win? And how much did you take or give on the ass whooping side for a championship? So
Well, how much did we help?
that's the most important thing. And I
That's
think we
right.
gave out some pretty good
Yeah.
advice. Hopefully they listened to me last week with Jamar Chase and not the Michael Pittman advice. Uh,
Yeah.
because that didn't work
hmm
out too well, but
No. No.
yeah, we'll see. I did pretty good. If it's weird how fantasy works. Like I get into the playoffs, the first round my team usually shits the bed, and then the second round they blow people out. And I
hmm
go back and I look. So if I would have if I would have played like anybody else out of the other teams, I would have got into the championship. And if I would have got into the championship, I would have beat everybody by like 25 or 30 points. And I'm just like, but I played the one guy who beat me and then ended up settling for third place. But got my money back. So like I tell
Right.
my wife, like it's the best way to gamble because it takes 18 weeks to
hmm
figure out if you've lost your money or not. So
That's right.
you get
hmm
a nice bang for your buck instead of putting 20 on red and spinning the wheel once. So
That's right. Right.
it's always good. But
hmm
all right, so we're gonna go through. We'll still give our score predictions for the week, our matchup outcomes, and betting odds on which way we would go. We'll take your questions on anything you've got. If you're a fan of a shitty team that's already knocked out of the playoffs, vent away.
That's us.
'Cause, yeah, that's gonna be us today.
And
And
Travis
then
too.
yep, Travis, and Travis, it's good to see you back again. I haven't seen you in a while. Definitely, it's going to be fun when we get to the Jaguars to see what you have to say about that. But what a season for
15,
you
15
guys.
and a half points.
Man,
Do you
what a
take the
season.
points? Hmm.
All right, so I want to start off with, well, let's start off with Bengals Browns this week.
Okay. Battle of Ohio.
Yep. So we've got a whole mess in this game, to be
Oh,
completely
yeah.
honest. So,
Most
you know,
games. Most games.
a
Yeah.
lot of games are pretty disgusting this week. I
Yeah.
was scrolling through the injury updates and it's bad. The Bengals are going to be sitting just about everybody. There's no Burrow today. I'm sure Jamar Chase will play and just pad those rookie numbers quite a
hmm
bit, but otherwise it's pretty ugly. Hunt is out on the Brown side. Baker's out. So it's going to be it should be the Nick Chubb show, I guess,
hmm
in Cleveland. And man,
You would think.
what a disappointing season for the Browns. I mean, this is a team that should have been in contention right now for a top seed with the
hmm
talent that they have around them. Like, this is something I was thinking about this morning because you saw Nick Fangio got fired, right?
Yeah.
Which he was on the cusp. They were thinking he was going to come back, and he
hmm
didn't. And that Broncos team didn't do that bad. They
No.
just don't have a quarterback.
Right.
That's their entire problem. If they get a quarterback
Mhm.
and stop putting these stopgap quarterbacks in, they'd
Yep.
be a hard team to contend with.
Yeah.
The Browns are the opposite. Like, they've got a half decent quarterback. They've got a great, talented team around him, and they cannot put it together. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
You have two starting running backs on a team. You've got wide receivers. You got rid of the Odell Beckham thing. Defense is good. Offensive line is good. It doesn't make much sense at all as to why this Browns team is as bad as it is. And would you be surprised if they lost to the Bengals today?
Yes. Would I be surprised? Yes. I mean, I think, so right. Burrow's out, Mixon's out, Baker's on IR. I mean, it's a disaster of a game. I mean, traditionally, this is the hardest week to bet, right? Because
Yes.
you don't know which teams are going to lay down like dogs, like the Eagles did last year, or who's going to
And
sit
last
their
night.
players. Yes, and last night, right? I mean, they let Kelsey
Rolled.
take the opening snap to keep his streak alive, and then run him right off the field, right? I
Yeah.
mean, come on, that should not count as keeping your streak alive. One snap, and I'm out. And then
Yeah.
the center that replaced him almost ended up getting hurt. I thought they were going to bring him back in. I think it was after halftime. But anyway. So, yeah, I think, does anybody really care about this game? No. I do think Cleveland should win because I think Case Keenum
Case Keenum.
can play, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he was the one that had that miracle pass to Diggs, right? Minnesota versus the Saints. I think Keenum threw that ball that Diggs beat the Saints in maybe it was overtime or the end of the game.
Yep, it was the end of the game.
Yeah. So what was it? 6 points. I think Cleveland's defense, does enough. I think Chubb, like you said, they got to feature him. I think Cleveland has to win today at home to end the season. But I mean, last week we talked about they played Pittsburgh last week, right? And I said I thought Pittsburgh would rally around Ben and win that last game for him, and they did. And Baker looked horrible.
Yeah.
They sacked him like 9 times. He couldn't throw the ball over the line. Everything was knocked down. I mean, he's a small guy, and now the news here is, could the Giants trade for him in the offseason? No, no.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh yeah, no. There's been a lot of
God.
chatter on Giants talk and Giants pages. Is do the Giants go after Baker?
Jesus.
No.
Come on.
The answer is no. So
No, you either roll with Daniel Jones again, or you just cash it all in and draft a quarterback. But man,
well, yeah, no, that's what they're talking about. But no, I think since they clinched the division already, I think they're just going to sit back. I don't think their backups will have enough to beat Cleveland. I think Cleveland wins.
Okay. I'm going to go the other way with this one, and I know everything you said makes perfect sense, but the Browns just don't make sense, right? Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like the Browns are going to find a way to do what the Browns do and just can continue to ruin their season. I don't know. I think, Jamar Chase could beat this team by himself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see this one. Yeah. I would not bet it with maybe with your money, but not with my money.
Right.
This one's just, it's too up in the air, literal coin toss.
Yep. I'll tell you what's exciting is, I didn't mean to cut you off. What's exciting is seeing some of these backups. It's not the same as the preseason, right? Where guys are just trying to make the team. Guys like Keenum now, maybe he's trying to get a role next year on this team or another team. So you don't know who. I didn't look at who's playing for Cincinnati behind Burrow. I don't know who the backup is. Allen, okay. But I mean, who are the guys that are going to step up now and have a big week, big game? I'll tell you, Gardner Minshew, when he played against
the Jets.
What was it, Jets, right?
Yeah.
I mean, after that game, and I saw him with his father in the parking lot, I'm like, I think I'm going to root for this guy. I knew nothing about him when he was down by Travis down there, but the guy is exciting. And even last night, you felt like I wanted to get behind him and see him beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys finally figured out how to score points again. So
decimated. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was
yet,
bad.
Yet there's Eagles fans that are somehow still like confident and are just kind of shrugging that loss off. I'm like, dude, you just lost bad to your division rivals that you're probably going to see in the playoffs.
They took Devontae out early. They took Tua. Tua, Jesus. Hurts didn't start. Tua's brother Hurts.
Yeah.
They almost look the same, right?
They do. But man, just poor showing at home.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. It was terrible. And the Eagles fans don't go for that. They don't go for, well, I shouldn't say that. They did it last year too. They laid down at the end. So they should be used to it.
But they have a playoff spot right now.
Right. And they may play Dallas. Man. They may play Dallas in the playoffs.
They better hope not.
Well, they might.
Yeah, they might. All right, let's quickly to Alex's thing. I think seeing what Fangio did with that Denver defense and how good they've been overall, like I'm very excited to see. I hope the Jets give him a call and be like, "Hey, come on in and try and fix this mess," because what they've got working or going on right there isn't working. They need to bring in one of these. There's going to be another handful of guys that get fired this year, like there is every year, and some great defensive coordinators that are going to get thrown back into the mix that didn't have a quarterback to take a team. I mean, without a quarterback, these coaches are just done. I mean, they really are.
That's
so
right.
It's interesting to see. They'll probably give Judge another year just to see if Daniel Jones can develop into anything moving forward. Because if not, next year, this quarterback class sucks. So I don't think you're going to want to – you might as well roll with Jones again, see if it actually takes that step forward. If not, next year, you're in the quarterback conversation and probably have another high pick. But that, man, we'll get into the Giants. That's going to be –
yeah.
Next year
real quick though with Fangio, they played a tough game against KC yesterday.
Very tough.
Right? I mean, so I really didn't think he'd be fired after that. If they got blown out, then you get it.
Right? And he did it with Drew Lock.
They didn't have Bridgewater, right? They didn't have him. They didn't have the quarterback in, and they've had some injuries. Judy was out most of the year. I was really surprised. I didn't think they were going to fire him. I knew he was on a hot seat, him and Nagy and a couple of these other guys, but I was surprised to see him go, I think, first. Yeah. Because after yesterday's game, you would think that he earned some credit, right? Yeah. Because he went up against KC and they, they covered the spread. I mean, but it was a close game.
Well, they were an 89-yard fumble recovery touchdown away from winning that game. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And the guy barely got down the field. I don't know how a wide receiver couldn't chase that guy down. That was, you go the length of the field.
Him too. If he would have held on to him, it just held on, right? It would have been over. But yeah.
But they got some fast wide receivers there. Jerry Jeudy's pretty quick. I mean, nobody could get that guy. It looked like he was being carried down the field. Like the last 15 yards, it was like he was on a wing and a prayer trying to just stay on his feet to get to the end zone. He was gassed. It's like, somebody tackle him. But I don't know. That was a shocking one to see this morning. I thought he did enough to stay, but you're going to have that. You don't have a quarterback. You can't win in this league. We talked about it last year.
Oh, that very good. 3 tight end set. That's why there's nobody. And the running back was on the ground because he got stripped. So wow, very good. Okay. I didn't catch that either. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
That makes sense too. It was goal line, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Almost. Well, it was in red zone anyway, but
yeah. Wow. Yeah. But I feel like an offensive lineman could have caught him. He was running so slow. But no, it's a good point. He should have earned enough there to say, let's get this guy a quarterback and see what he can do. Somebody's going to be stepping into a very nice position there, especially when they trade for Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. Anyway, all right. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, let's talk about the Packers-Lions. That transition?
Packers-Lions. So, yes, very good.
I'm getting good at this. 3.5 point favorites for
the last week of the season.
Yeah. It only took 19 weeks, folks, but here we are. So, how is Green Bay a 3.5 point favorite against the Lions? I mean,
I know why.
Nobody's going to play, but still 3.5 points. Like,
but even Goff's out too, right?
Nope, Goff is in.
Back. He's back in.
He is back. Wow. Yep, he is active this week. So you got Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was one of my wide receiver sleepers in our early fantasy show. Took him a little while, but he's balling out. That kid is going ballistic. So definitely a nice play there if you're in like daily fantasy. That should be a nice receiver that's going to see the ball a lot. Like plug him into a daily fantasy and let him run, because even against this Packers team, it's still going to be hard for this Lions team to win. Really no implications if they do or they don't. So this is one of those games that the Lions don't have to worry about much, because I don't think the Colts are going to lose to Jacksonville. It could happen. They're on at the same time, so they'll know. But
Well, they want to hold on to that number 1 draft, right? So
The Jaguars do, yeah. So I can't imagine them playing. But if the Lions win this game, they go to 3 wins. It doesn't change anything. Like there's, the third and fourth picks in the draft have 4 wins. So it doesn't hurt them if they win. This is a game going into the last week on a bad team that you don't have to worry about what does our future look like. You could just literally go out there and try and win the game. So I imagine this is going to be a Lions team that wants to go out with a win moving forward. Every team wants to, but you get some of those that the owners are like, just go ahead and tank this one. Like the Eagles last year.
That's right.
They don't have to worry about this because nothing changes unless the Jaguars win. Then they will have screwed themselves out of the first pick. But yeah, this one, I don't know. I mean,
do they? Both games are 1 o'clock. So you think they're going to be scoreboard watching?
I think so.
To see, to decide
Jaguars
what to
ahead.
do. Yeah, if all of a sudden something crazy happens and Indy turns the ball over, or maybe Wentz goes down or something, then are they watching the scoreboard and then saying we got to lay down? Because I'm sure Rodgers is going to start, but Rodgers is like, in my mind, one of these guys, he doesn't want to lose the game. He doesn't care that everything's clinched and he's got home field and he's number 1 seed and all of this stuff. He wants to win. And I don't think they want to take the foot off the gas because you've seen it so many times where they sit a bunch of guys, take the foot off, and then they can't start the engine again the following week or 2 weeks or whatever.
Right.
So I think, to me, you play the game smart. I think Green Bay wins the game in Detroit. Even back to when Favre was here, Detroit played Green Bay tough at home, right? I call it the Silver Dome. I know it's Ford Field now, but it's a tough place to play. How many fans are going to be there? Who knows? Is it going to be half empty? Probably. With COVID, with the last game of the season.
Packers fans travel, though.
Yeah, Packers fans. But again, not if half the team is going to be on the sideline.
That is
not
true.
dressed.
Aaron Jones is out.
Yeah. So how quick is Love in that game playing, and how bad is he going to be? Is he just going to be horrible? I have to think the reason it's 3.5 is because they figure Green Bay's going to sit everybody. Green Bay doesn't care.
Right.
And really, Detroit doesn't care either. I think Green Bay wins just because the Lions are terrible. And the Lions will make a mistake somewhere, and Green Bay's defense maybe does something to score. And I got to go Green Bay to win the game.
Yeah, I think what you'll end up seeing kind of along the lines that you're talking on is Aaron Rodgers plays the first half, probably puts up 4 touchdowns, and it's 20, probably like a 28, like a 28, 28-9, 28-7, 28-10 halftime score, and boom, he's out. Love is in. But that's an interesting perspective from the coach's standpoint. It sounds like the Aaron Rodgers relationship is getting better there. It sounds like things are kind of cooling down. Conversations are picking back up. Things are settling in. But he's got like a $45 million cap hit next year. So that puts them in a very precarious situation to where, like, do we move him? Do we convert him to a signing? Can you restructure it to a signing bonus? Do you sign him to another extension? Like, what do you do to move that money around? Because a $45 million cap hit, that's huge. That's hard to absorb.
Right. In my mind, there's no way he wouldn't do that as long as he has a say on who they're drafting, who they're going after, what the money's going to be used for, because in the past they haven't done that.
Yeah.
No, in the past they haven't. So to me, if I'm him, I'm saying, okay, let's sit down, but everything runs through me. Everything runs through me. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything.
Right. I'm out.
And I'm leaving. You want to be you better off without me? No.
Yeah. Devontae Adams, though, is a free agent. So you've got to free up money.
He does, right?
You got to free up money if you want to keep him, because he's going to get paid.
Yeah. And there's no way Rodgers won't do that to keep him.
You would think, right?
100%. You heard what he said on Thanksgiving, right? That he was the best player he's played with in his career. And
right. Which he's arguably one of the best wide receivers to play the game, period. Like, much less that he's played with. But he's done a lot with very little in the wide receiving core. But to lose him, man, that would be tough to bounce back from. So,
can't do it.
This is going to be a fun game to watch, I think, from a Lions perspective, just to see like the little guys try and fight back. But I think this will be done pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean,
you got to keep both guys.
So the bad thing is when we're talking about these cap hits now. I assume that they are going to franchise Adams. I mean, that's just a given, but that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money that you're handing out to 2 players. I mean, you're talking, what's the cap hit? What's a franchise tag on a wide receiver? It's got to be plus, close to 20? 18, 20 million probably. It's huge. So if you're looking at just round it up to 20 million on top of that 45, I mean, that's almost half your salary cap that you're losing out on right there. And you got to build a team around that. Excuse me.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they proceed in the offseason, but 22, that's even higher. So, so you see the impact that 2 players could potentially have on this team, and some things are going to have to be figured out. So, all right, let's keep rolling here.
Yep.
Bears and Vikings. 6
Another
and 10
garbage
Bears,
game.
7-9. Yep. It really is. There's so many bad games this week. But Andy Dalton's starting, and I thought it was interesting that they said that even if Fields had cleared COVID, Dalton was going to start.
And that's smart. That's what John's been talking about for you with the Jets. You should have had a guy like Flacco starting and let the kid stay on the sideline and learn from him.
But at this point, why?
Why?
I think Zimmer. Why would you not start him in this last game? It's the last game. It's the Vikings. It's an easily winnable game. Why would you not?
So.
But
easily winnable for the Bears?
It's probably one of their easier games that they've played. I mean, they've only won one more game than the Bears have.
I don't think it's an easy. I mean, the Vikings are healthy going in, right? I mean, you got Hicks out on Chicago, which is he's a disruptor over there. So he's out. Both teams are eliminated in Minnesota. I don't think this is an easy game for Chicago to win with Dalton or without. I think Minnesota wins the game outright.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think they'll win this game without a problem. And to me, it doesn't matter. I would run Dalton out there too and save the kid. Let the kid sit, get him ready for next year. You don't want to put him at risk.
I was reading something about
because Dalton only signed a 1 year, right? Dalton's.
I think
they want him. He's auditioning still too to try and stay in the league, I guess. Right.
So I was reading an update on the Vikings earlier, but I don't see him on here. But it was saying they were talking about if Kirk Cousins can't start this game, that there was internal discussions on whether they start Kellen Mond or not, because they didn't start him last week, which is weird. But talking about giving him like a true freshman redshirt season, but it's like if Cousins is out and this is your future, it's the last game of the year. Mm-hmm. Why not put him in?
So you're saying why not play him on?
I would say play him. See if he's got anything going into the year, kind of like they did with Mahomes.
Yeah.
With Mahomes before he went in, he started the last game of the year. They benched Alex Smith. He went ballistic in that last game of the year. Alex Smith is gone. You know what happened with that, and here we are. So it's the last game. It's against the Bears, like you're talking about. It's a decimated team. If you're going to put somebody in, it's a home game. You don't have the weather. See what you got. See if you got something there gives you a little bit of confidence that if it's time to move on from Kirk Cousins next year, you've got something there, right? I mean, what's it going to hurt? You're either going to find out if there's anything there. He's been sitting the whole year.
Yep.
See if there's anything. See if there's anything to work with.
Well, maybe have him play the second half. Cousins starts. I'm sure Cousins wants to play, right?
He doesn't want to.
And then maybe he sits out, right? Because he doesn't want to. That's how it is, right? You sit out, and then you don't. Bledsoe gets knocked out. He never gets back in.
That's
right?
it. So you never see the field again.
Yeah.
All right. So you think the Vikings without much trouble?
I do.
Okay. I think if Cousins plays, they should be able to handle him. But this Bears team has been stingy. It really has. Yeah. So, and the Vikings have been one of those teams where I know you love them.
I hate them.
They don't come through for you all the time. Nope. But the Vikings should win this game at home. They should. Better team, better weapons, which means they'll probably lose. But we'll agree on that one. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk Washington and Giants. 6-10, 4-12, 6.5 point favorites. It's the Jake Fromm show.
Yeah, Jake Fromm. Yeah.
So quickly, when I was reading through, I don't know if you read this, but it was such a great quote. Whoever wrote the notes for the inactives. Mike Glennon, wrist, out. Impact. Welcome back to the huddle, Jake Fromm. Yes, the silence from that statement is appropriately deafening. I thought that was awesome.
How many people are going to be at this game? I mean,
man.
I think they're probably handing out tickets on Route 120 over here. Just free tickets. Just open the gates. Free parking.
Come on in.
Just come on in. Hopefully you buy some beer and
hot dog and a beer as you come in, like where the ticket guy is usually taking your money at the parking lot. He's handing you a hot dog and a beer. Kadarius Toney out again.
Yeah, he's only played, I think, 7 games this year.
And he got thrown out of one.
17. Yeah, and he got thrown out of one. Right,
out of the best game that he played.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, like I said, Galladay still no touchdowns. Jones has been out half the year. Glennon, I don't think will ever be in the NFL. If anyone signs him after what he's shown he could do with the Giants, I don't know who's signing him. I don't even know if there's a college team. Is there a college team that needs him? Maybe. I mean, there's no way this guy can play in the NFL. He was just, I think they said he had the lowest QBR than anyone.
That's a great stat.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you. I mean, the Giants, 5
Alex
straight losses.
Yeah,
I know he is. He's good. Yeah. Fromm and Lewicki, I think, is behind them, right? And I mean, come on. There's a bunch of guys hurt. I don't think they are going to win the game. Washington. I mean, neither team really has anything, right? So Washington, Giants lost 5 in a row. Washington comes in. I didn't watch last week's game. I can't see myself watching this one either. I mean, it's just going to be horrible. It's horrible.
Man,
I hate watching.
You got to support them.
I support them. Yeah, I'm talking about them. That's what I'm supporting. Yeah.
So did you know?
It's just brutal. But
as we're talking about stats, and you, as much as you bash on the Jets being a terrible team, they have scored 49 more points this year than the Giants have.
I don't know how that's possible. Well, I do know because Jones. I mean, Glennon can't do anything, and when the game Fromm played, he didn't do anything either.
Yeah.
And when Jones has been in, I mean, Saquon's out, and Sterling Shepard, everybody we got on offense. I was questioning when we grabbed Toney, saying we don't need any more wide receivers. We have enough offense. No, Ingram, nothing. Galladay, nothing. Toney, nothing. Shepard, everybody we got, and Daniel Jones out half the year. We haven't been able to do a thing. I mean, it's just incredible. I wish I would have saw the whole team on the field all year, and I think we would have been, like I said, I think I had us at 9-8 when in the preseason, and I think we would have. There were a bunch of games that we should have won, close games, but today Washington wins. I don't see how. With Fromm, I know that there's some ex-teammates of his on the team from college that are excited to see him, but he doesn't have an arm to throw the deep ball, right? I mean, he throws the ball hard, short, but he doesn't have the deep arm. So there's no threat to. Well, Ross isn't playing, Tony's not playing. We don't have anybody with speed anyway. So there you go. There's one of your friends.
Yeah. Thanks, Tampa and thanks for stopping by.
What language is that? Who do you got winning that game? Washington.
So.
Washington at home. We don't even need to spend any more time on this.
Yeah, not the cricket game either. Washington as well. It's gonna be rough. But I mean, both of us have been through this year. I mean, you look at we'll get to the Jets here in a second, but I mean, the wide receivers for them now Barrios is on the IR for the rest of the year. Like they've got nobody. Yeah. Nobody. It's incredible that they even won 4 games. Mm-hmm. It really is. I saw a stat that Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Michael Carter have played 63 combined snaps together this year. That's
how you gonna win like that?
Yeah,
can't.
It's crazy.
Can't win like that.
All right, so Colts Jaguars. Mm-hmm. This should be an easy Colts win, right?
You think?
But the one win that they got last year, the Jaguars, was against the Colts. So
everybody in the world bet the Colts last week, and they lost.
Yeah, right? Yeah, including I thought they were going to win that one,
of course,
as well, and they couldn't pull it out. So they're going to Jacksonville. Maybe it's 76 and sunny there. Is it going to be too hot for the Colts? Jets to win. Playoff seeding isn't on beast.
Yeah, they're hoping the Jets beat Buffalo. Good luck.
Yeah, right?
Good luck. With Buffalo fighting for the division, Buffalo's not laying down today. They're not sitting anyone today.
In Buffalo, too. It's not even a home game. It's not going to happen. But
I'm hoping for the Jags win and Chargers-Raiders tie. That's a lot of hope right there. Six straight losses in 2015.
Uh-oh. All right.
Wait a minute.
This is mounting now.
Against the Colts with Drew Lock, with Luck, who? Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck.
6.
20 since
well, they're division, so yeah. Luck retired in 15, wasn't it?
No, I don't think that long ago, was it?
Hasn't he been gone for a few?
Not 6 years, I don't think.
I guess not 6 years.
Alex will look it up.
Yeah, Alex, pull that up real quick. Jump in.
When did he retire? I'm going to say it was like maybe 17, 18, I think.
18? We got to come up with a good nickname there for Alex. We could just call him Stat Guy Alex, I guess, for now.
Alex Stats? Yeah. Alex Stats. All right, so Indy. I mean, what do you think, Travis? What's the score of the Jacksonville Colts game today? Are they covering at 15.5? You taking the points there?
Are they winning?
2018.
Boom, boom, boom.
Got it.
I don't think I have a good sound for that.
No? Ding. No, like survey says.
Oh,
ding.
Man. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, that too. Travis, you taking the points? I think Indy wins. I leave the points here. Especially because Indy lost last week to Vegas, right? 23-20. I think they bounced back today. They're healthy. They have to kind of flex their muscles a little bit today. 30-9. There you go. Lay the points. I think they cover the spread. Take the Colts.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to go against them in a game that they have to win against a really bad team that, again, doesn't want to give up the first pick in the draft. So at this point, you're playing for nothing. I think the big question, and Travis, you haven't been on in a while, but Trevor Lawrence has looked like shit. I mean, to put it bluntly, he's looked horrendous. And I mean, this is your generational talent, can't miss prospect, and he can't hit a receiver. I mean, he's been playing really bad. And I'm not saying like the team is good, but I mean, shit. I mean, Zach Wilson's gone 4 straight games without an interception, and Trevor Lawrence has thrown 2 touchdowns in the last 7 weeks, I think it is. Yeah, that was how many weeks ago are we talking? Well, anyway,
not that long ago. I had COVID. You guys were going to bet about. You didn't want to bet him. That was 2 weeks ago, last week.
Well, look, Travis, what I'm trying to say is I missed you. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. So,
there you go. So do you still wish the Jets would have got Lawrence now? You were so sick.
I was initially, but then you also remember once I got into it and how high I was on Zach Wilson way before the back in December timeframe. Once it actually happened, I like them. I like them both. I really do. I do agree. The wide receivers are trash, but so are the Jets. I mean, the Jets wide receivers are. I don't even know who half these guys are. Vincent Smith and some Washington guy. I don't know who they are. They're grabbing guys off practice squads and everything else. No idea who they are, but he's getting some completions. It's going to be interesting today I don't think Elijah Moore's coming back, so I still haven't seen the official on him yet. But
there you go.
If you have no more, no more. If you have no Barrios, no Davis, everyone's hurt, right? So this is going to be an interesting one. This defense is tough. That the Bills' defense is tough as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what Zach Wilson can do against a tough defense that has to win with no weapons around him to throw to. This is going to be a huge test for him. And he might have a better career, but if Jacksonville doesn't get their shit together, I don't know how, that you have a very short window for a rookie quarterback to succeed. You got, 3 years. If you don't start showing stuff in about 3 years time period, you're starting to look to move on at this point. Now you just wasted this first year with this Urban Meyer mess. So you really have 2 years to really show something. It's Trevor Lawrence. He'll probably get the benefit of the doubt. But man, if he keeps playing like this, it's going to be bad. They have to get him weapons, and they have to get a coach that's not crazy. I mean, really, any coach from this point is going to be a step up, right? I mean, you can't do worse than you just did, but
so that's interesting. So
Keelan Cole has been the wide receiver one for the Jets the last couple of weeks. So he has been our number one, and he can't catch.
So Travis is saying Lawrence will have a better career than Wilson. So if you add Mac Jones to that, who has the best career?
Ooh.
Mac Jones went, what, 10? Where did he go, 11, 12, something like that?
15.
Was it that far?
Yeah.
And there's a good chance, early numbers look like he might have the best career, which would be something.
I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be something to watch. He absolutely could. He's got a great coach there, but you know,
how long is he going to be there too? You don't know.
Right. But what we saw from the last couple games is when he played teams that were good teams, and he didn't have a huge lead where they can dictate the pace and schedule of the game. He didn't look very good. He didn't look good against the Colts. He didn't look good against a Bills without 50-mile-an-hour winds. It's going to be really interesting. He has not looked good the last couple weeks. He's come back to earth, so he does have a better supporting cast there. But so you're looking at, the Jaguars have the first pick in the draft. They're going to add a talented piece, but it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to grab one of those defensive ends, which doesn't help Trevor Lawrence out at all. So what do they do with the first pick in the second round? They've got to add an offensive weapon at that point, right? I mean, they have to grab a wide receiver. Have to.
You would think.
You get Travis Etienne back next year, which is great, but you still have Robinson, who tore his Achilles. So let's see what a running back with a torn Achilles looks like. But Travis Etienne coming back is going to be really good for him. But you've got to put wide receivers around him. You just have to, and offensive linemen. So, well, I mean, we're definitely going to dig into a lot of these teams in the offseason as we're going through. I think we should probably do like our divisional wrap-ups and go over what our predictions were versus what our outcomes were and what teams need to do. Yeah, but Colts should win this game. We're spending too much time on this one.
Yeah, so. I forgot we were still talking about Jacksonville. What the hell is
we got into this conversation about Trevor Lawrence and kept going, but
that's right.
I still think both of them, just to wrap this up, I think both of them are going to have good careers. I really do. I think these are teams that are going to get better. They have to get better. They're going to spend money. They're going to hopefully draft well, put some key pieces around these guys, and I think they've got good bright futures. Justin Fields, I don't know, but we'll definitely see there.
Yeah.
Let's go from that,
including him in there, right?
Yeah. So let's jump up. Let's jump back to the Jets real quick, because we're kind of. I think it's a good transition from one to the next. So.
Okay.
16-point underdogs. My New York Jets going into Buffalo. 10-6 Bills have to win this game to win the division. Huge game, like Alex said. Patriots fans are pulling for the Jets for probably the first time this decade to win a game, and I do not want to see that happen. So I would rather lose to the Bills and not let the Patriots have the division than root for the Jets to win today. So definitely pulling for the Bills to take this one so they can have the division and the Patriots get a wild card game. Finally, a little mix up in the division is really nice to see. I wish it was the Jets on top, but a couple years, next year maybe we'll talk about that. But
couple years.
So what do you think? We've kind of hinted around this one a lot. Bills are going to go full throttle.
Yep.
Zach Wilson doesn't have much to work with. I do think Michael Carter is back this week from his concussion, which he went out with really early. But I will say, before you go, the Jets running game the last 3 weeks has been like the second best running game in football. They're averaging like 212 yards a game. So, well, I'll let you break into it, but running game has been strong. That's going to be their saving grace today. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, so in Buffalo today, right? Like you said, Buffalo's fighting for it. And Buffalo's the only New York team, right? You see that news that I think Carlos posted on the thing, right? There's a fan suing the Jets and Giants that they don't play their games in New York. And yeah, I've been saying it all along. Why aren't they the New Jersey Giants, right? They're
right.
Every time they say, they're from the Meadowlands, from New York City. No, you're not in New York City. You could see New York City, but it's New Jersey. But
right.
Yeah, I think the Jets, like you said, Barrios isn't in either now. You have no chance of doing anything. I don't know how they're going to move the ball. Obviously, what's his name? McDermott's going to know they're running, right? You're just going to load up the box and stop the run, and he's not going to have anybody to throw to. I think this is going to be a big lopsided game. And then maybe they can rest some of their guys, in the fourth quarter. Maybe they do pull Allen out because the game's out of hand at that point. It's 38-3, and you pull the starters out of there and get them some rest at home. No, I think 16 points. They already clinched the playoff. They're fighting for the division. They're going to keep fighting. And they're just happy they're playing the Jets as opposed to having to go to Miami,
Dolphins
New England. New England going down to Miami and play that game for the division. So yeah, I don't think the Jets have a chance.
No.
I think I might say that every week.
You do say that every week. You do. You were wrong 4 times.
I've been right. Yeah, I've been right most of the time.
So, betting favorite there.
Yeah.
You'd win money overall.
That's right.
Each week.
75%.
Yeah. So really this game, I just, like I say every week, it looks like Michael Carter is back. I don't see him on any injury report. So like to see a nice running game from him. Go out strong for the year. I wish Elijah Moore could have got back on the field. I still do not understand how he went down with a quad injury 6 weeks ago and was a game time decision and then ended up on the IR and can't get back in 6 weeks. Like I don't know what's going on with that one. That's strange. I would have loved to see the 3 of them on the field to end the season, kind of build on something, a little bit of team chemistry there to go into next year with. But nevertheless, would love to see just a hard-fought game from the Jets. Let Zach step into the ring with the big boys and show something is what I'm really hoping to see. Like, can he just kind of hang a little bit with those guys, not make stupid mistakes, show that continued development. So, but yes, the Bills will win this game, and I hate to say it, but I am pulling for the Bills to win this one.
It's going to be out of hand at halftime.
I think so too. All right, so
15 minutes. You want to run through the rest or what?
Yeah, let's run through and then we'll call it. Steelers Ravens. No Lamar. Big Ben looks very, very tired and old.
Agile.
But yeah, fragile, as they say in France. But what do you think? Can they rally one more time for Big Ben and let him go out with a win?
Yeah. I think so. I think they feed off of last week. I mean, that was awesome to see. The defense was in shutdown mode, knocking Baker down, knocking the balls down, everything. I think Pittsburgh wins again today. So Ravens, they get a playoff with a win. Both teams need help. I think Pittsburgh wins at Baltimore.
I think so too. No Lamar again. And what's going to be interesting is we talked about this for the last couple of years, and he stayed healthy, but we talked about he's going to take that one hit.
Yeah.
And
he puts his body at risk too often. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now he can't come back for the whole season from this ankle injury. What does this do going forward? You know what I mean? Yep. He'll come back healthy, but it's like one of those things, like once you roll an ankle, it likes to roll all the time. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Once you lose that initial stability, that's it. So if he's running all over the field, is this going to be one of those chronic things now where he's going to have to learn to be a pocket passer and he can't be a pocket passer,
right.
and this whole thing just comes spiraling out of control. Right. But
it makes it hard with your ankle. I mean, we talked about playing on turf and getting your foot caught up, and then you look at the game yesterday in Denver where the ground was. I love to see it on grass, and the ground was giving way everywhere. And you like him with a bad ankle, and you roll it. I mean, it's just. I don't know. I think his future could be in jeopardy because it's going to be something in the back of his mind, and he'll have to play different. He won't be able to run all over like he does today.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next year with that team. But I agree with you. I think the Steelers. I mean, Najee Harris finally exploded last week too. 120 something yards, I believe it was. Really took took the pressure off of Big Ben, and I think they're going to do that again. They want to win this game. It needs to be on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And that tight end too. What's his name?
Pat Fryermuth.
Fryermuth. Yep.
Yeah. Looking pretty good as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're finally, well, of course, we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be next year, but finally really featuring a tight end for like the first time. They always have like a good red zone tight end that scores like 4 or 5 touchdowns a year, like, Heath Miller there for years, but they've never had like a Travis Kelce or George Kittle type of tight end there. But this kid could potentially be one of those.
Yeah.
But now they're going to have a big quarterback change coming up. But yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers as well. I like them to rally, get Big Ben that last win to go out at least with a win to end his career. So, all right, Titans, Texans. I think we both will probably agree on this one. Tennessee's 10.5 points. They're trying to hold on to that number 1 seed, which with Derrick Henry not being activated today, I think they would really relish having that first round bye and letting Henry get another week to recover and go into it a little bit stronger, because without him, they're going to have a hard time contending with the big dogs. I mean, they're going to need him back. So I think the Texans going to go they've been playing really well. I think they've been playing teams really hard, but I think the Titans are just they're going to throttle them. They have to.
I do too. We don't have to spend time on it. I think they hold on to that first round bye with the win. They're going to do it.
I think so.
What are the Texans playing for? Nothing. So.
No, I mean, I'm rooting for the Texans.
There'll be nobody in that stadium either. No home field advantage there.
No, because Titans, I don't know if they have a lot of fans. So I've never met a Titans fan. I don't know if they exist. So
actually, sure there's a flag on the house right around the block here. He has a Titans. I saw it yesterday. I thought I'm going to go drop one of our cards in his mailbox.
You definitely should.
Why don't you come on?
Yeah.
The game of the week, Sunday Night Football.
We talked about the Alex, we will do that next for you because this wraps up the morning games. But yeah, I do think I am rooting for the Texans because that will jump them ahead of the Jets in the draft order, and we'll drop the Jets to number 3, which is what we need. So
you could root for them if you want.
I am going to root for them. I am also going to root for the Cardinals as well. But all right, quickly, Patriots, Dolphins as we work through the later games. The other ones don't really matter. Patriots, Dolphins. Right. Who do you got?
So New England fighting for the division. They clinched a playoff already. I know they always struggle in Miami, and that was with Brady. I think New England goes down and wins.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say that the Dolphins go in there and play their asses off.
Of course
and knock them, and they go out with a win. New England does not play well in Miami. They really don't.
With Brady.
Dolphins.
With Brady.
Well, yeah, we don't know what they're going to do with Mac Jones. If Brady can't go to Miami and win,
they're going to win. He's not Brady. I think the fans are like, Tom who? No, that's what they're saying.
All right.
I think they have shirts. They say Tom who?
Tom who? I hope so. That would be a pretty funny twist, wouldn't it? All right. Alex, for you, Chargers, Raiders. This is the biggest game of the week. Thank you for reminding me.
Win and in.
2 teams battling to get into the playoffs. Both 9-7. Home game for the Raiders, and the Chargers are 3-point favorites with a nice 49-point over-under. So they do think it's going to be a rather entertaining game, which is good. What do you think?
Alex, put your score in there for the final score while we're talking about it. So, I mean, I'll tell you, Vegas at home is tough. I mean, they play tough. I get they don't have all the weapons. Actually, I didn't even look. I didn't write down who's injured in that game. Do you show inactives for the Raiders? I mean, so I know they got a couple guys that are out, right? Waller's out, right? And
he's questionable.
He's questionable.
So
what about Jacobs?
Jacobs, although he's a game time call, chances are good he'll play in a must-win game.
So I think they do have some guys, and I think on the defense,
they have Casey Hayward, who is questionable.
Last time we played this team, they different.
But the good thing is the Chargers only have one linebacker on the injury report that's questionable. So
really,
very healthy overall. But yeah, getting Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller back would be huge.
I'll tell you, I feel like I was more of a Herbert fan last year This year, it's, John says it too. It's like they find ways to lose, right? I mean, last year there were a lot of close games. I think it was last year where they lost, and it was probably 1, 2, 3-point games, close games where couldn't pull it out. This year, every time I try and do anything with them, it blows up in my face. I don't think they win. What is that?
Oh, got a fantasy question.
Trouble Hubbard, there's your boy, Duke Johnson.
He had a good game last week. God, those are terrible.
That's all you got to
terrible options, Tyler. I mean, I would say Chuba. I mean, he looked good last week for the first time.
Pick 2.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, I would go either Vaughn or Duke Johnson as the other one, but I'd probably go Tyler Vaughn's just off that Buccaneers running back game has kind of been dwindling down. I mean, they'll probably give Vaughn a chance to run a little bit. Let me see where he's at on the depth chart right now. But I would stay away from Jacksonville in this Colts game because that's not going to be a good position to run in. Ronald Jones is out, so Keyshawn Vaughn should be your number one. I would go with Keyshawn Vaughn in this one. I'd go Keyshawn and Chuba Hubbard. Just double dip in this game. No, Vaughn is Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so that's probably as best as you're going to get out of that.
Yeah,
I'm bench star. Will step you one,
and then hopefully you win, Tyler, and subscribe. Hit that button as a thank you. I think the Chargers in this one.
Good luck, Tyler. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough.
Best of luck,
I think we got a couple minutes here. I'm going back to I think we were talking about Raiders. I think Raiders at home. Winning in, I think the Raiders win. I mean, even with everything that's happened with them, with the coach and with the Ruggs and with Madden, I think it would be great for them to win and kind of dedicate it to Madden too. They did it last week. I say Raiders. Close game. Man. Close game, Raiders.
I'm going to support Alex on this one. I'm going to go with the Chargers. This is one of those games, though, that it can absolutely go both ways, and it all depends on what the Chargers offense can blow teams out.
They could.
With that,
do they, though?
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. It's weird. And the ones that they do, you don't expect it. And the ones that they don't, you're like, it should have been, kind of like the Colts. Like, Colts are kind of the same way. The games that you expect them to can just
own. Last week.
Yeah, they shit the bed. And who'd they play? Las Vegas. So
right.
This is one of those games that it's going to be tough. They are going to Vegas to play this one, but man, this is a game for the Chargers to turn around what they are. I mean, really change the script on what you expect from them. That like you said, they're expected to win, and they continue to lose. They find ways to lose. So this is a game that the Chargers have to win to change the narrative going forward. Mm-hmm. I just like the offense overall better with the Chargers, so that's why I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
All right, and then quickly give me wins for the remaining teams we didn't get to talk about. Saints, Falcons. Who do you got in that one?
Saints. They need a win, and the 49ers loss. I think they go to Atlanta and win.
God, I hate this one. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I hate the Saints quarterback situation. They shouldn't win games. I'm sorry.
They shouldn't, but they find ways to do it.
So I'm going to go with the Fighting Falcons and say that Kyle Pitts, who surprisingly is the second leading rookie receiver in the NFL. I did not know that until I looked it up. He's like at 1,018 yards. I didn't even know he's over 1,000 yards receiving.
Yep.
It's like the quietest 1,000-yard rookie season I've ever heard of, but he is over 1,000. So 49ers at the Rams. Do the Rams get back on track?
So Rams, screwed me like 3 times this year. Bad. And so I'm not taking the Rams. so I'm taking San Fran, which means the Rams will win. But Jimmy G comes back. Rams clinch playoff. San Fran is in the mix. I think San Fran wins.
Oh, God, I hope you're right. Definitely hope you're right there. But I think, actually, I'm kind of tempted to follow you on this one. Something just kind of looks off with the Rams. I don't know what it is, but And the 49ers just like to play spoilers.
And Cup's going for the record. And real quick, so I'm not a fan of this, all these records falling with an extra game, right? All these guys now, they're breaking the rookie record and team record. No, I get they used to be 14 games now. So I just don't agree that you can break the record of a 16 game without some kind of asterisk. Because it's not the same.
And Cup
it's
said
not the
that,
same.
though. Cup did come out and say that.
Right. There's a lot of guys.
So.
Devontae last night broke the record of Deshaun's record of most yards. I think it was 918 yards. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They put him in to catch the ball, then they take him right out. It's like,
right.
That shouldn't. No.
Yep, I agree.
I don't like it. All
right. Seattle at Arizona.
Seattle, because Arizona is horrible at home.
They are horrible at home. But I'm going to take Arizona. They have to win
Seattle's
this game.
horrible too.
They are. And I need Seattle to lose this one as well for draft picks. So, and I'm still rooting for my Cardinals because it's the only good thing that I have left in football.
Yep.
So, and last, Bucks, Panthers.
So here's another game, right? I mean, so they already clinched. Carolina has the number 6 pick. I think Tampa Bay wins the game. I mean, what's going to happen here? Is Darnold starting still, right?
He is.
I mean, I can't imagine they're just going to lay down. I don't think Brady, just like Rodgers, is not just going on to lose the game and let's just forget about it and get ready for the playoffs. I think they're going to play, and he's going to probably use some guys that you never heard of to catch the ball and score touchdowns. Yeah. And that's it. He's not going to get hit. He's going to get rid of the ball before anything happens, and they win the game.
I think so too. And I think what they're going to work on a little bit is they've got these rookie wide receivers that they need to really get involved in the game. They're going to use this game to kind of get on track with that, moving into the playoffs with all the injuries that they have. I think is going to be big.
And who's Smith?
Devontae.
He missed the game. Oh, so it's still 17. It's still 16 games then. That's different. Well, I mean, is it different? Then he should have only had
15 games.
Right.
He still had the option to play in one more game.
Right. So you have one more game as a flex to make things work for you. Right.
Right. So, all right. Yeah. So that wraps up the last week. So we'll see how this one goes. Best of luck to your teams. If you're in fantasy, good luck as well. Enjoy the last week. I know I'm going to sit back, watch the Jets for the last time until next September. It's over already, but thank you guys so much for spending the whole season with us. We'll obviously be back to talk playoff matchups and stuff throughout the playoffs, so we're not going away or anything like that, but it's been a fun regular season, and we're definitely gonna miss it. Definitely gonna miss it. So thank you guys for joining us. Travis, good to see you again. Alex, Tyler, best of luck, and come back next week, and we're gonna talk some more football. So until then, hopefully John's feeling better.
Yep.
Jim,
get better.
Have a great day. You guys all have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys real soon. Later.
Yep.